David and everyone listening, you need life insurance, okay?
Yes.
Because you never know. You never know. And you need to make sure your people are taken care of if and when you go, okay? Policy Genius is your one-stop shop to find the insurance you need at the right price. Click the link in the description or head to policygenius.com/dudes to get started. In minutes, you can compare personalized quotes from top companies to find your lowest price, okay? You could save 50% or more on your life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. The licensed agents at Policy Genius are on hand through the entire process to help you understand your options and make decisions with confidence. The Policy Genius team works for you, not the insurance companies. Just for y'all, you can head to policygenius.com/dudes to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you can save. Raycon! Lately, I've been listening to a lot of that new Kendrick, okay? And it's been great. One reason it's been great to listen to because I use my Raycon wireless earbuds to do it, okay? Raycons give you 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. They fit snug into your ear. The bass is crazy. They're comfy. They got no dangly like those other stupid danglies, okay? It's no wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 49,000 five-star reviews. Check out Raycon's wireless earbuds. My guess is that you're going to want to leave them a 5-star review too. Go to buyraycon.com/dudes today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/dudes to score 15% off. Buyraycon.com/dudes.
Dudes behind the foods. Yo, it's the dudes behind the foods. Dudes behind the foods. Yeah, it's the dudes behind the foods. That's actually really fucking good.
Annyeong! What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dudes Behind the Foods.
Hold on, what was that?
I was speaking Korean.
Oh, I thought you said hi, y'all.
Oh, I said Annyeong.
Oh, 안녕하세요.
Annyeonghaseyo. What's up, yo? What is it? Oh, that was weird. I found a random beer in the fridge, and we're gonna drink it.
Oh, well, who's ever, what is that, a Pilsner, a IPA, a Stout?
It's all those.
Oh, okay.
It's a Czech-style Pilsner.
Oh, dude, so when I was in Korea, I did a beer factory tour.
In Korea?
Yeah, so they have so there's an island that I went to called Jeju-do. Jeju-do is an island off the coast of Korea. Really, really fucking dope. If you guys can honestly spend a whole couple of weeks there and you would be perfectly fine. There's so much shit to do there.
Wow.
So we toured a beer factory, and the funny thing is I'm with Mariel and her cousin, and we're watching things, and they're telling us about beer, and I'm just sitting here God, just give me some fucking beer already. And Mariel was looking at me kind of like, you look like you were in pain. I'm like, because it reminds me of school all over again. I hated school. I sat there. I'm like, just be quiet and give me the beer.
How were you as a student?
Okay. Here's the thing. My freshman and sophomore year, I damn near flunked out off of high school. I didn't understand the value of learning. Like, I enjoyed learning things, but I didn't enjoy learning things I didn't give a fuck about.
Okay.
So there was a certain point where I wanted to go to college because specifically the girl that I really liked was obviously going to go to a university, right? Because she's smart. I'm dumb. So around junior year of high school, it's like the beginning of junior year is when I started turning it around. Okay. I was like, okay, let me just see what a syllabus is about. And I'm like, oh, everything that you need to learn is on this piece of paper. And I just started studying.
Side note, I just realized that syllabus rhymes with silly bitch. Go ahead.
Okay, well, battle rap 2023.
Syllabus, syllabus, fill a ditch.
Fill a ditch.
Okay, go ahead.
Silly bitch. Suck my ditch. Yeah. I'm good at this shit. But I found out that, so I applied myself in junior year, and I, relatively almost got all A's, and I did extra, what do you call them?
Curriculars.
Extracurriculars and shit, so it boosted my GPA. So all throughout junior year, I think I ended up with like a 4-point-something GPA. And so before that, though, I had like a 2.2 GPA. And at the end of senior year, I ended up graduating with like a 3.2.
Okay.
Right? So which was not bad, especially for somebody who was in the low twos and was, about to flunk most of the time. And I found out that apparently schools don't give a fuck like after your junior year or so, they've already clocked in your grade point average. But I needed my junior and senior year. So what they told me was that in your senior year, if you continue to get straight A's, that they'll see your effort and how you've turned around. Fucking lies. I only got into UC Merced and UC Riverside.
Really?
Which at the time, those things weren't even colleges. They were just fucking pieces of shit. And so those were the only universities I got into.
Okay.
Even though my SAT score was fucking flames.
Man, mine too.
My shit was hella. It was shockingly good.
Really?
Like, that fucking high. I forgot the actual number now, but it was like, what the fuck?
The numbers of when we went to school are completely different now.
Yeah, it was a total of out of 1,600. I think I got like 13 something or something.
Oh,
like that.
word!
It was really high,
Wow. Yeah, mine was like 12.
which is really fucking good. And so when I found out, it's like these people who just had good grades, but they were dumb as shit, would get into like UC Davis and Berkeley. But
because it's just grades.
Yeah, their SAT scores were terrible. It
Yeah.
was like 1,000. I'm like, I'm way smarter than you fucking dummies. I studied for this shit 1 day a week and I fucking killed it.
Yeah.
You idiots.
Fucking idiots, dog.
Yeah, but I was not a very good student. I hated learning.
I was good until I got to high school. Because, yeah, not bad, right? This is the Lagunitas Pilsner. Czech style Pilsner. Oh, okay, it's Czech style, but it's Lagunitas. I don't know. This is the whole package is
What
confusing.
the fuck does that mean?
There's also a dog on it. I don't know. I don't know. This whole thing is really confusing, but it's
This
a good
is
beer.
Made in Korea.
Lagunitas Brewing Company, Czech style Pilsner, Petaluma, California. I don't know what it has to do with the Czech Republic, but whatever.
Yeah, why is it in California now?
I have no idea. Anyways, I wasn't a good student. Well, I was a good student up until high school because that was my first time in a public school. I think I started having a little fun. I started fucking up a little bit. That's when I first kind of started getting like maybe a B here, maybe a C there, you know? And I was always getting the speech from my teachers of like, Tim, you have so much potential. There's no reason why you should be getting this grade in my class. You know what I'm saying? Like my...
Wow.
Yeah, my honors English teacher specifically was like, Tim, she told me to stay after class. And she was like, Tim, you are the most talented mind in my class. You should not be getting a C. And I was like, oh, Miss Himmel, stop making me feel bad about this, you know? And then fucking my algebra teacher, because I was good at geometry, but algebra I just did not understand, to the point where I had to do the second half of algebra in 2 different semesters because I just couldn't get the shit right. But like I did really well in the beginning of one semester. And this one teacher got so pissed at me. He was like, Tim, you do this every time. You start off doing so well and then you mess around and you mess it all up. You gotta pay attention. I'm like, God, sorry.
Wow, they really, really believed in you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That reminds me when I was in high school, and then I had a AP English. I didn't even know what AP classes were. I just signed up, and I remember he sat me down and he looked at me and he said, "Just drop out, bro. Just what are you doing here? Like, you clearly don't get this shit. Like, why are you even in AP class?"
Did I ever tell you about my Spanish 3 teacher making us take an AP Spanish test?
No, and you aced that shit?
No, let me tell you. Okay, so if you don't know, AP classes will get you college credit, right? They're like, advanced placement classes, and for everyone you pass, you get like little college credit, okay? So our Spanish 3 teacher, Mrs. Armstrong, told all the kids, she's like, hey, all of you, I have so much faith in you guys. I signed you all up for the AP Spanish test to take the test, and if you pass the test, then you get credit for college. If not, then it's fine. It's whatever, right? You don't lose anything. We were like, Mrs. Armstrong, there's no way we're gonna be able to pass a fucking AP Spanish class. She's like, just take it. I think you'll do good. So, mind you,
Nosotros.
bro. But let me tell you, because we were not ready. Because after a fucking whole year of conjugating verbs and yo y mi padre, whatever, fucking breaking down Spanish sentences, I sit down for this AP Spanish test. I open it up. In front of me, there's a tape recorder with a microphone, and there's a picture of a playground and little kids playing.
I know, like, describe it.
Describe this picture.
Get the fuck out of here.
Describe this picture in Spanish. So I'm like looking at this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like,
es a playground, a kapuki play.
literally, because so then I'm sitting like 3 or 4 feet apart from other students who know what the fuck they're doing, and I'm trying to listen and repeat what they're saying, even though I don't know what they're saying. So I'm over here like, el niño. Y
Jack Black, dude.
el perro, we are singing at the party.
Ramses, he's not dancing, he's not singing at the party.
but there's also parts where I have no idea what this kid is saying, and I'm just trying to mimic the noises.
Hello, escuche, escaduche, Pabla contesco, epotompape. Dog, if I had a grade year test, I would be crying laughing. I would just bring it to all the family parties. Hey, you gotta listen to this shit. This guy clearly doesn't speak any Spanish at all, and he's just mumbling shit.
Yes.
El ocho, nueve, papa con huevos es patito.
Mrs. Armstrong made me do this. So needless to say, I did not pass. But bruh, okay, so speaking of learning, dog, I recently had a conversation with somebody that made me feel like I might genuinely have ADHD. And like, we've touched on this before.
Oh, we got ADHD.
And, and I never really, so look, I just always assumed I'm just a forgetful person or I have trouble focusing on things, right? Because that's what people do, right? And then it wasn't until the homie Martin, we were filming off in Vegas with PD Flow for some shit, and he said he just recently got diagnosed and it kind of made him realize a bunch of shit about his life and shit like that. And he starts talking to me, and I'm like, I'm really, this shit's really resonating with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing specifically that he said when he was younger, people would say that he didn't care about things because like he would forget to do it. Like, people would be like, you know, why didn't you do this for me? Like, you just don't care, right? And that took me back specifically when I was growing up. My mom would tell me to do certain things and I wouldn't do it, and she'd be like, oh, it's because you don't care. And I'm like, I care. I just forgot. Like, what? She's like, yeah, that's always the excuse. I'm like, it's not an excuse. I just forgot. What else can I tell you, you know?
Story of my life.
Bruh. And then I started thinking about like little shit where so Chia gets pissed because I'll take a shit and forget to flush.
Okay, that's some, I don't know if that's ADHD.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like, I don't want to not flush.
Hold on a second. So after that deuce leaves your ass, you just go, okay.
No, well, you also forget I take like half hour to an hour long shits, right? I'll sit there. So then I'll wipe till completion, and then I baby wipe. I also close the lid so that I don't get poop particles when I flush. So sometimes I'll close the lid.
And then just walk away.
I'll close the lid, I'll baby wipe, and then I'll like, I don't know, check my phone, and I'll like wash my hands, and then I'll just forget that I didn't flush. You know what I'm saying? And Chia gets livid. She hates it. I'll just be chilling in the living room, and I'll hear, "Are you kidding? Are you serious, babe?" I'm like,
Fada, she fucking pooped in the toilet again and forgot to
I
flush.
potty trained her last week while you were napping, and god damn it, Veda.
Veda, God, that deuce is huge.
But yeah, man, like shit like that. I'm like, the last thing I would ever want is to keep pissing Chia off, but I'm like, why do I keep forgetting this shit? You know?
Do you feel like you're? You know, the funny thing is that I if we do podcasts, my mind doesn't float. But if anything else, my mind is floating all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like the beer tour. They're talking to me about hops and barley and water quality and shit, and I'm just going, Ave Maria. Yeah. And I'll be back, and then we're in a different section.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Was I just literally hallucinating for like 20 minutes?
Yeah, man. I don't know.
See, this is why I wasn't very good at school. It was so hard for me. Like, I remember going to school, trying to study, and then my brain would hurt.
It like physically, like it's frustrating.
Yes.
And I remember, like, I don't remember anything from college. Like, literally, like 2 facts from like fucking like 5-6 years of college.
Dude,
Talk.
and I wonder too, it's like, and I remember I started feeling at a certain point, like, do other people feel like this, or is this just because I lack discipline?
Right.
Like, why how come this person can sit there for fucking an hour and a half, listen to this lecture, and continually take notes? How is this possible? I don't fucking get it.
Especially since I got really good grades up until high school, you know? And I don't know, like college, man, was such a struggle for me. So I don't know. And that's why that's another reason why I never wanted to fully be like, okay, do I seriously have ADHD? Because I feel like to some people it might seem like a cop out, right? I mean, even to Chia, I think if I was to be like, oh babe, this is because I have ADHD, she's gonna be like, come on, you're making excuses.
Everything's ADHD.
Everything's ADHD, right? But then I asked Twitter, I'm like, hey, how many of y'all have been diagnosed as an adult? Like, did it make a difference to know that you had it? Like, did it change anything? And a lot of people said kind of, sort of, like it did help to know why I was doing certain things. And now because of that, I put more effort into writing things down, Post-it notes, shit like that, right? And some people are like, hey, a little bit of Adderall really helped, really goes a long way, And for me, for the longest time, I thought it was such a thing where people would say all the time, like, oh, I'm so OCD with this, or I have ADD. Like, I almost didn't want to just say that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do that, though. They go, oh, I'm super OCD. I was like, no, you're not. Like, because I know somebody who's OCD, like obsessive compulsive disorder.
Like, real OCD is like, it's fucking crippling in their life and shit.
It's kind of weird. And he fixed it along the way, like after years and years and years. So, for example, he has an issue with every time he eats something, he has to use a single napkin.
Interesting.
So, bite, napkin. So every time we would go out to eat, there'd be a pile of napkins.
Every time he takes a bite, he uses a whole napkin.
A whole fucking napkin. And then he could not do it. Now he's gotten a lot better. He still uses a lot of napkins, just not as much as he used to. But that's OCD. Like, that shit fucks with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It fucks with him so bad. And he would be very particular about the way things are set up on his desk. If like a pen was off, it would he couldn't focus and work.
Yeah.
He had to fix the pen, which is really weird. That's the first time I saw OCD. I'm like, oh, it's crippling. It's debilitating.
Yeah, it's not just like, oh man, I need to eat my cheese first on my burger.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so kind of hesitant to even really seriously think that I might have ADD, because I think it's just something that people said all the time, right? But the more I kind of talk to people, the more I was able to look back on certain points in my life. Like Rick once I brought up the ADHD shit to Rick, he's like, well, remember this one time, and I'd forgotten all about this until Rick brought it up. I was still living at home, and this guy wanted to design a website for me, and he came over, and Rick was with me. We're supposed to be having a meeting about my website. So he's sitting there talking to me about my website, and I start cleaning my room. And I'm like, he's talking to me, I'm like cleaning my room, I'm like folding clothes, I'm putting shit away, and he's just kind of like, so when we blah, blah, blah. And afterward, Rick was like, yo, what's wrong with you?
Like, sit still.
Yeah.
Fucking pay attention.
Yeah.
That's why there was like an experiment where they had these kids in a classroom who, I think it's hard for people just to stay in a room and stay locked. I think it's very unnatural. And so they put bicycles under the desk, and it helped them focus.
Oh, interesting.
And that's why those fidget spinners became really popular.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? For people with ADHD, and they would just flick it. They have constant movement, and would help them calm down.
Just flicking their little beans under the table?
Oh, let me tell you something. There are some people who did that too. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to jerk each other off under the table, and we'll be right back.
This Dudes Behind the Foods is brought to you by Policy Genius, my friends. What is life insurance? Why get it at all? If someone relies on you financially, a child, a parent, or even a business partner, life insurance gives you peace of mind that they have a financial cushion if something happens to you. Tim, you have life insurance, don't you?
I sure do, so my wife can live when I die.
Perfect. She's actually poisoning your stuff right now as we speak. Evil, evil woman. But guess what? She's covered because you have life insurance. Well, this is how it works. Policy Genius is your one-stop shop to find insurance you need at the right price. Click the link in the description or head to policygenius.com/dudes to get started. In minutes, you can compare personalized quotes from top companies to find your lowest price. You could save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes with Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com/dudes to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. Head to policygenius.com/dudes to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. Oh my God. Yeah, that napkin shit was crazy because I got hella irritated at him. I was like, hey, bro, you got to use a fucking napkin every time you wipe your fucking dirty ass mouth. He's like, I can't. And then I saw like he tried not doing it, was freaking out. I was like, all right, just use a napkin, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, that shit's OCD. My bad. I thought you were just being a weirdo. Yeah, so now he does one side and the other side. Before it would be a whole fucking napkin, and he takes little baby ass bites in his burger.
Right.
So it would just be a pile this big.
That's
On the
crazy.
table, and I'm like, I never.
Wait,
eat
he
this.
wouldn't even throw them away. He would have to pile them up.
Well, yeah, they would if they take it away, they take it away.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right,
But
right.
nobody's gonna come every fucking bite of food, you know.
All right, let's do it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny because the other day I was with PD Flow and we're talking about it and he's like, yeah, man, like, cause he's like, I feel like I'm pretty OCD too. And I was like, your room is dirty as hell, bro. I'm like, every time I go to your room, that shit's dirty, dog. What are you talking about?
It always looks like you just moved in. The fuck is that about?
And it stinks.
Oh, that's why, like when people say they're germaphobes. It's like,
Yeah.
You're not a germaphobe. It's like, how do I know? It's like you scratched your ass and you sniffed it.
Yeah.
You're not a germaphobe.
Like you are a very dirty person.
You're a normal person, all right? You don't like certain dirty things. It's pretty fucking normal. You're not a germaphobe. You're fine.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I'm like debating really going to get like really diagnosed and
Dude,
seeing
have
what's
you
up.
ever taken Adderall before?
No, I don't take anything.
I did not like it.
No?
It was too intense.
Really?
It was fucking. So I drove from Lancaster all the way to back to Los Angeles because we had I was doing photos for a music video for this guy Travis and actually Julia Kelly.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and so Julia Kelly at the time nobody knew who the fuck she was. So fucking funny too. Like this, I have so many funny stories about that girl.
I know, you told me.
Oh.
Shout out to Julia Kelly. Sweet girl. Sweet girl.
Shout out to Julia
Sweet
Kelly.
girl.
I always give her shit on Twitter though, but because it's so easy too. She's very sweet.
Sweet girl.
Yeah, but you tweet too much. All right, it's nonsense. But
No, I love him. I love him. I love
no,
him.
I hate him. All right, and I think she's very, very sweet.
And she's very pretty. Yeah.
And she's very pretty, and probably she's probably the revolutionized the ass pic.
Yeah.
I don't think as many girls knew how to really pose their ass until Julia Kelly came on the scene.
And
it's like,
and Summer
Rae was way after fucking Julia Kelly. Julia Kelly's the original Summer Rae.
Really?
So she needs to go ahead and build a shrine of Julia and then pray to her ass cheeks and cup it like this.
I'm down for
and then
that.
Spread it and then whisper into the butthole. Thank you, master. Hello. But we would drive. I was driving back from Lancaster, and then a lot of people on set, because they need to stay focused. This was like an 18-hour shoot straight. Like breaks that we could take in between, as many as we can, and they gave me an Adderall. I drove past my exit by like fucking an hour.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just focused on the steering wheel. I just kept driving.
Oh, interesting.
And I didn't realize that I passed my exit that many exits because I was so hyper focused. It was a little weird for me.
Maybe you just need like a half dose.
It was half a pill.
Oh, maybe you need a quarter dose.
Maybe I just but that's what Adderall will do to you. It'll make you super focused. A lot of people that I know that use it, it was during college.
I see.
So
yeah,
they
yeah,
could
yeah.
sit down and study all the way through like 10, 12 hours and cram their stuff before they take their test. They would take an Adderall.
Interesting.
And it would help them stay focused.
I mean, I am trying to crank out this album soon. Maybe I should pop a little Addy.
Oh, how's that going, dude?
I got one song done.
Okay.
But we shot a whole music video for it. It's sick, bro.
Oh, you recorded the song and you shot the whole music video?
Yeah, specifically because the girl that I wanted to use for this music video was only in LA for a certain amount of time. And then her LA shit got canceled, but then my director, who I had hit up for the music video, he was leaving town, so I needed to get the video done ASAP. So
Who directed it?
Adrian Pear.
Oh, is that how you say his last name?
I don't know if it's Pear or Purr, because I always just call him Adrian, but
Oh, Pear would be hilarious. Purr. I think it's Purr, right?
I say Pear Purr.
Purr.
No, I used to say Pear. Now I don't know.
A little salt and pepper.
But yeah, Adrian directed the video. It came out fucking tight. One night I just texted him at like 2 a.m. I was like, hey dog, I have a bunch of weird ass ideas for this video. This is the vibe I want. There's like a bunch of weird scenes. Like, this is all shit that just randomly came to me. I wrote down like I wanted to play strip poker with old ladies. I was like, hey dog, how would you feel about me being in a giant bucket of Jollibee gravy? And he was like, you want to do it? We can do it. And I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And so there's
Where did you get a giant bucket of fucking Jollibee gravy?
His
dude?
team built it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't actually fill it with gravy. You know what I'm saying? We cheated it. You don't actually see into the bucket, but I'll show you pictures, dog. It's kind of tight. But yeah, man, we knocked it out. And I specifically was like, yo, in my head, I kind of have like Wes Anderson vibes, like the aesthetic of like, you know, bright but muted colors, you know, really still cool shots. And
by the way, if you don't know who Adrian is, I didn't even know he was doing music video stuff until you told me later. I was just a big fan of his rap career.
Oh, really?
Because he's such a dope fucking rapper.
Yeah.
Like when he stopped his music, I'm like, where'd this fucking guy go? Like he had, in my personal opinion at the time, and I'm making this comparison because Drake was popping off at the time, but he had that type of like vibe and feel to him. But he was just really good at music.
yeah, his flow is smooth. He could ride the beat nicely. If you ever were a fan of Jenny Sook's music, you know, Adrian dropped the occasional bars on Jenny's shit. He's from the Bay, moved out here, and he's been killing the game as far as like doing shit for people, like directing, photography. And I always credit him with, and I tell Benji the same thing, of being people that come to LA and then they come to LA with, you know, plans of like really making shit pop off, and they do that by working. You know what I'm saying? They don't come to LA and they're like, oh, everybody's fake, you know, LA's fake.
They just get it done.
And they just go and then they blame LA for their like their fails and their losses. They come here, they get it done, they work with people, they work with the right people, they fucking keep working, and they out here and they flourish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's killing shit, right? Like he directed one of my old music videos, and recently he's been doing shit for like Lil Nas X, like the whole shit where Lil Nas X was pregnant. Adrian like shot all that, like, and so he's killing it. So he did my music video for me. The video is called Pillow Pet, and the girl that I wanted to put in the video, huge ass. So I'm like laying on her ass, like surrounded by pillow pets, and I wanted a scene with like furries.
Do you ever get scared of one of those girls gonna fart?
Like-
just boop right in your face, and then you just have to pretend like you just didn't eat a fart in your mouth.
I think I would, you know, I think that's like when a bird like poops on you, like it's good luck. If a giant ass farts in your face, that's good luck from the gods.
I'm blessed for 1,000 years. Thy flatulence has blessed my face.
You just take it in.
My Lord, I love it. Again, once more, spritz me, please,
Yeah.
like a skunk.
Please open your wondrous cheeks and expel this magical gas into my life.
By the way, have you heard of something called perennial sunning? Sunning?
I know what the perennium is, but I don't know what sunning is.
So people literally, the funniest shit ever. They lay out, they open up their asshole, and they absorb the sun through the ass.
Huh.
And it is a thing that people do. They fucking literally spread eagle up like on a mountaintop and let the sun strike their asshole, because that's how you absorb the most sunlight is through your butt, apparently.
Interesting.
Fucking things that happen in LA is unreal.
I would chalk that under white people shit.
100%. 1,000%. And then there was an article I read after that. The doctors go, don't do this. You will get skin cancer there immediately. That area of your body is not supposed to see the sun.
Right.
Literally, they say where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, I mean, God made us that way.
Do not do this. You can get melanoma in your butthole.
So cover your perenniums, guys, your perennial area there.
I feel like LA is just one of those spots where you could find any of the most weirdest shit ever. Like,
yeah.
Somebody's always doing something. That's the one part that's always a little weird, is that depending on how long somebody stays in the city, you get to see how it either affects them positively or negatively.
I mean, that's facts.
You ever see some people, like, you could tell that they're getting eaten up, and it's hard to watch. Like I know a couple of people like that, and they're either always complaining about YouTubers, fucking TikTokers, fake people in LA, which I understand they all exist.
Right.
But the funny thing is like I've also seen those same people who made those same complaints, but finally they popped off and they become those people that they hate. It's like, so you don't actually hate the fake people. You're upset that you weren't a part of their circle.
Ooh.
That's the difference.
Wow.
And that's the shit that got me. I'm like, oh, you don't hate them. You want to be them.
Yes.
And you're not a part of that circle, so you're upset that you don't get
bitter.
to be. You're bitter. See, that's the biggest difference. It's like, oh, I see. I get it now. It's like, oh, you were just left out.
LA will look. LA will definitely have its effects on different people different ways, right? Because there's so much potential for things out here also. And so I think so many people come out here with the highest of hopes, and then when shit doesn't go the way they want it to, it's like, oh, they don't know what to do with themselves. All they can do is be angry and bitter and blame this unfamiliar city. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing about anywhere that has opportunity and potential. It's like it's on you to capture that. You know what I'm saying? To make the most out of it.
Yeah, and also too, like I always say, what does success mean? Like, if you're doing something that you enjoy, aren't you kind of already successful in that? You know what I mean? Because acting too is a whole process. There's only like a small 1% of people who actually get to make like a really good living off of this. So you got to realize the other 99%, they're literally working job to job.
I mean, there's a saying out here. They say that every waiter in like LA is an aspiring actor or writer, and that's facts.
It really is.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, it was true for me at the very least. You know what I'm saying? And majority of the people, like the closer you're in LA, Hollywood, literally every waiter in every restaurant is like working on screenplay, auditioning. You know what I'm saying? Aspiring model, something. Because we're all just trying to get in where we fit in out here, you know?
And I think too, like for me, what I realized was like, having, you did a couple of indie films, you do all this other stuff. And listen, I'm always going to be auditioning for roles and stuff because if it's something that I enjoy, I'm going to audition for it. If I don't like it, I won't audition. It's kind of weird because beggars can't be choosers, but I have no specific goal of wanting to be in entertainment like that. But if there's a project I fucking love, I want that role. So I'll audition for it. So I'll get callbacks or whatever. I haven't booked shit. Stop giving me callbacks. Just give me the role. All right? The callbacks kill me the worst because it's like they saw something.
Right.
They know they want something. And then I fucked up something where I didn't get it. What is it though?
Dumb just beat me out in something that I really wanted. I was at the gala with Dumb the other night, and he's like, I finally booked something. He's like, it's this blah, 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 blah. And he named who was behind it. I was like, God damn it, I auditioned for that. I wanted that too.
Was it the one that I passed up? Because I had to go to Korea?
Probably.
Is it that one?
Yeah, with her and then a big comedian behind it.
Yes.
So Dumb booked it, and I was like, God damn it, Dumb.
Yeah,
but good for him.
I couldn't audition. I was in Korea. Oh, they booked that fast.
You know, I feel like most of these shits move pretty fast, man.
Oh,
because it's always like I get hit up for this shit. They're like, yeah, you got an audition for this. If you get it, it shoots next month for a month in New Orleans. Are you free? I'm like, God damn.
And this role wasn't. It was a serious role though. It wasn't a comedic role.
Well, it's a serious role in a comedic movie.
Yes, exactly.
So then like the part is kind of funny in itself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because it's like it depends on how you play it too. But I think they wanted you to play it more serious because it's a comedy. You know?
This is the one that was shooting. I couldn't do it. Oh no, it wasn't because I was in Korea. It's because when this is filming, I'm gonna be in Hawaii. Yeah.
I just got back from Hawaii a couple weeks. Well, not just, but. And I tell you, Veda hated it.
Of course. Little babies don't appreciate shit.
But it fucked her up because, the 3-hour time difference really fucked her up, dog. Because, she's on such a specific nap schedule. 9:30 nap, 2:30 nap, 7 o'clock sleep. So we landed in Hawaii. It's 4 or 5 p.m. out there, which is 8 p.m. out here. And the sun is bright as shit. And we didn't want to put her right to bed because then she would have been waking up at 3 a.m. So she's like so tired. She's delirious. She's whiny. She's like confused. None of her shit is there. We couldn't put on her Disney Plus shows because the place we're at, the TV like didn't have Disney Plus. It was just all bad, man. She was just like a little discombobulated grump for like a week.
Travel with babies ever. Well, that's why some of the homies like they have kids, right? And they're like, hey, like, oh, when are you gonna be in Hawaii? Let's kick it. We're not gonna be able to kick it. You have 2 kids. Like you understand, I'm gonna be diving and stuff. Who's gonna watch the kids while we're out in the ocean? And they're like, oh, we'll kick it. It's like, no, we can't kick it. You have to understand, you're in a different stage of your life.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't even. My main thing, because we went to Maui, like Maui's, more like a more chill island. The main shit I wanted to do was just go eat at like 2 or 3 different restaurants that I'd heard about. But the place that we were staying on the island was like an hour away from these restaurants. So if we were to fucking drive an hour, eat an hour, drive back an hour, it would have still fucked up her naps and shit, and I wouldn't want her in the car that long, so I couldn't even go to the restaurants I wanted. We just went to some food trucks.
You just got to do what you have to do. You have the baby. The next time is like when the parentals are in town, say, hey, You guys stay here with the baby.
Yeah.
We'll be gone for 5 days and we'll be back.
Or even like when Veda's like 5, it'll be great.
Oh, with grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
That's the best part too. It's like, I think I understand too, like certain friends who don't have that, the grandma, grandpa help.
Yeah.
It's hard because, you leave your kid with somebody for 5 days. It's like, who is this person? I don't know if they're well equipped, but grandma, grandpa have been there since day one. They'll know. So it's easier just to drop them off there, especially with the family. It's like, these are my parents. So
No, I'm taking Veda with us to Hawaii. It's okay.
even though Veda hates it, she's like, this sucks.
Hopefully by 5 she'll learn to appreciate it.
This sucks so bad.
But then, if she's 5, then she'll probably have if all goes according to plan, she'll have a 3-year-old sibling and a 1-year-old sibling and a whatever. So
And that you'll have to bring with you.
God, I won't be able to go on a good vacation for another 10 years.
You guys won't be able to eat anything. All the money's going into the tickets. It's like, oh my God, I'm so poor now.
Oh my God, and they're all gonna need braces because me and Chia's teeth are fucked up.
Oh, for real? Chia's teeth were really messed up.
Chia had braces too.
Oh my God.
People
that fucking
look at
lemon.
pictures of me and Chia, they're like, oh, Veda's gonna have the perfect teeth because your guys' teeth are perfect. I'm like, sorry,
Braces!
sorry guys, we all had fucked up teeth.
I had no braces.
I know. Oh, we talked about this. Yes. And your wisdom teeth grew in perfectly. Yes.
You gotta rip them out, dude. You gotta rip them right there when you're freaking wiggling, and you gotta rip them out your stupid gooky face.
You know what Veda also likes doing now? She'll probably do it to you next time you're over. I'll tell you about it right after this break.
This Dude's Behind the Foods is brought to you by Raycon. Listen, if you are out there listening to your stupid music on wired earbuds, you might as well just stick an 8-track up your butt and walk around and call yourself a 1920s car because, my friends, you are living in the past. The future is now. Raycon wireless earbuds sound great but doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and that's why I love them. When I'm kickboxing, when I'm pooping, when I'm kissing random people on the streets, all COVID, all day. Just kidding. I keep it safe. I do it with my Raycon earbuds. I love them. Check out Raycon's wireless earbuds. My guess is that you're going to want to leave them a 5-star review too. Go to buyraycon.com/dudes today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/dudes to score 15% off. Buyraycon.com/dudes.
David, so what wine would you recommend for me tonight?
Oh, my friend, I have no idea. I wish I had something that could help me.
I also have no idea. I'm so confused. Sometimes it feels like you need a degree in grapes to find great wine. You know what I'm saying? You can shop by label, I guess, or try to remember what tannins are. I have no idea. Shouldn't it be easier, David, so? That's why First Leaf does the hard work for you. They make it simple to discover new wines you'll love without the hit or miss, okay? First Leaf samples over 10,000 wines a year from around the world and selects only the finest. That's why I love First Leaf, because I know what I like, but then I don't know what to pick, you know? I like something that's not too sweet. I like a nice red wine, not too sweet, I can have with my steak. I like a nice gardening hose taste, feel to it. And if you're not happy with the wine you received, First Leaf will credit you for another, okay? It doesn't get simpler than that. And just for y'all, we got a special treat, okay? You can get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. All you gotta do is go to tryfirstleaf.com/dudes. That's tryfirstleaf.com/dudes to get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. Tryfirstleaf.com/dudes. You know what she likes doing? She likes digging in your belly button.
Oh my God. I have a deep belly button too. She'll be there for hours.
She'll fall into it.
Yeah.
Like, Veda? David, where's Veda?
You see a foot?
Yeah, her little feet wiggling out of your belly button.
Help, Daddy!
She'll literally go up to you and lift up your shirt and try and find your belly button.
Oh my God, Veda, no. I'm ticklish too. It's the worst. But I can't say no to the baby.
Dude, she's the best.
Do you, when you were traveling with her, did you expect it to be that difficult?
I anticipated difficulty, but I did not think it was going to be crazy like it was, especially that first little trip we took to Canada. It was wild, man. But long story short, like, I'm talking about, changing her poopy diaper in this tiny ass plane, sweating. Somehow, when I finally got she's crying. There's a baby crying outside the door, so it's making me even more sweaty. When I finally got it all done, I carried her back to the seat. She was like, "Is this shit on her arm?" There was like poo on her arm. I have no idea how it got there. It was all bad, dog.
Oh my God, dude. And I saw that video now where she's starting to be hyper defiant.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to go somewhere. She just falls to the floor. She's just flicking her legs. That shit killed me. I was cracking the fuck up.
I don't even know where she learned that.
What do you do with that situation now? Because I feel like for you, it's harder to discipline her because she's, you know,
I can't.
your baby girl.
I know.
So it's...
I just let her do whatever she wants. Well, kind of. Well, I let her do whatever she wants unless I feel like she would hurt herself. Like the other day, she loves clinging on to like forks and pens and whatever. And so I'll let her do that unless she's running around. Then I'll take the pen out of her hand because like I don't want her to fall and jab herself in the eye. The other day she was eating with like a little fork, and I'm like trying to take the fork out of her hand, and she has a strong ass grip.
Oh, I know. She almost ripped my fucking eyes out.
So you'll start to grab it and she'll go, nah! You'll like feel her, but then you don't want to do that because you don't want her to, you know, like resist and go into her eye or some of her face, you know? So I just try to nicely but firmly keep her out of danger, you know?
Okay, I'm Veda right now. Okay, this is a cup of beer. Yum.
I'm like, no, Mom, no, don't, not you, no.
Hopefully I'm trying to make sure that I'm not as firm as my dad, but I'm a very goofy person in terms of like structure and stuff, especially when it comes to kids because I was a youth pastor. I'm pretty like to the T. You know what I mean? It's like there's a hierarchy and a structure here. I am the older one. I am doing what's best for you that I know of to my best ability. You defy me, I'll murder you.
Dude, you just get your youth pastor skills, bro. Just be like, if you do this and you disobey me, you'll go to hell and burn in hell for eternity. And then that makes everybody want to obey.
I'm gonna turn everything into a fucking like a sermon. And I was like, you know what? You keep acting up, I'm gonna keep giving you these fucking sermons. You better stop that shit.
Oh, Dad, oh my God, not again. I don't want to hear about Beelzebub.
Beelzebub? Well, so the ancient devil, huh? Look at that. Looks like you have an empty cup there. You know, the funny thing about empty cups are, God gave me an empty cup one time.
God says you are like a well, and the more you fill it with...
The keyboard in the back.
Yeah. Good old sermons, man.
Yeah, when I used to go to church all the time, like that was one of the things I think I realized I had ADHD. I could not, even if I felt like I was going to hell, if I fell asleep, I couldn't pay attention to these sermons.
Nobody can pay attention during church.
It was so hard, dude. Yeah. How many times do I have to learn about Easter? I know about the bunny egg and Jesus fighting the bunny.
Until the pastor says something where he's like, and that's why you go to hell, and you wake up. Okay, we're gonna do an altar call. You're like, God, not God damn it, but jeez. We're gonna do an altar call. And you know what's so annoying about the altar calls? It's like, you know, when the pastor starts with the altar calls and he's like, okay, we're gonna all close our eyes and, you know, just come down the stage. If you don't know Jesus Christ, we'll come pray for you. Welcome Jesus in your lives, and you close your eyes and you're like, okay, cool. Like that guy goes down. I can stay in my seat. And then by the end of it, he's always like, now keep your eyes closed. If you love Jesus, come down. It's always like he always says something that would
one up us.
Yeah, everybody ends up at the damn altar. It's like, I thought I was comfy.
Not me. I'll be sitting down.
Wow.
It's like, you know why? Because God knows my heart.
That's true.
I don't need to go ahead and perform out for him. God knows my heart.
That's
if I'm
facts.
sitting down and I'm enjoying God's presence and I'm trying to be still in His presence, how do I do it if I'm walking and I'm moving?
Ooh.
Right? Amen.
Amen.
God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good. That's why I don't even go to church. God knows my heart. That's why I be sinning. Because God knows I'm a good person.
Hey, that's why I had premarital sex all the time. God knows my heart. He
Hey,
knows
that's
I don't
facts.
want to do this.
That's facts.
But the devil has a control on me. And I'm fighting the devil. And sometimes I lose.
Hey.
But God still loves me. You know why? Because He is the anointed one.
If God didn't want me having this premarital sex, strike my penis off with lightning right now, God. And as you can see, my penis is still here, so we good to go.
And who are we to stop divine intervention?
Mm-hmm.
We don't stop what God wants. If God didn't want me to have sex with all these lascivious, loose women.
Lascivious, is that a word?
I think so. Lascivious, just loose women. He would not have created them.
Look, man, I used to tell myself all the time, and because, like, God, you know, and we've talked about this, like, God is not dumb. God is a smart man.
God is all-knowing.
God is all-knowing. He's been watching the world evolve, you know what I'm saying? And, like, there's no way he is gonna strike me down when there's murderers around, when there's people committing all types of just terrible stealing, robbing. God is not gonna be mad at me for getting a little head.
Just a little bit.
Just a little head.
Somebody's murdering somebody, and he goes, hold on a second. Tim's getting a blowjob.
Exactly.
What is this, my child?
I'm like, I get to heaven, and God's like, you know what, Tim, you lived a great life. You gave $100 to that homeless person. You retired your parents. You were nice to everybody, but you got a hand job from Lucy Park in the playground when you were in 9th grade.
Oh,
Sorry
really
about
young.
it. I was getting like head in 9th grade.
Not me. I lost my everything when I was 18.
Well, I lost my virginity when I was 18, but oral stuff.
Oh, so you don't consider losing your virginity
until
by getting a
penetration? No.
So there was a girl that I knew in church, was hilarious because she was a church leader. But you'll see a lot of this like weird rationalization of like sexuality in order for that to fit their agenda. It's like, you know what? Like once again, God knows your heart. You just wanted a little thang, and it happened. And so we were having this conversation, and then it was like after church, and she goes, you know, I'm still a virgin. And then I fucking busted up laughing, and she goes, what are you laughing at? And I'm like, you're not a fucking you're not a virgin. And she was like, yeah, I am. I was like, I know your boyfriend. Like, you guys are hooking up. She goes, no. He never came inside me, so I'm still a virgin.
Oh my God.
Bro, the like how she has to rationalize that is fucking insane. She said, he didn't come inside me, so I'm still a virgin. That's not how it works.
Well, you know what? And that's the thing about organized religion, bro. A lot of it just comes down to technicalities and how people can justify things and the different rules that are specific to their denomination of Christianity, right? Because like, let's go with like Mormons, okay? Have you ever heard of soaking?
I only heard of this recently, which
Yeah.
is the funniest thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it was real.
So if you don't know about soaking,
The best.
soaking is you insert the peen into the vagine.
Not a representation of my penis.
You insert it, but you lay completely still. You don't move. You just lay there. And according to some younger Mormons, by how it's defined, there's some technicality where this does not count as premarital sex, so they do this in their relationships.
There's no thrusting.
There's no thrusting, so
You
it
just
doesn't
let
count.
it soak inside a vagina.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, does nothing.
I mean, it feels kind of nice.
It's just, but it feels like a nice warm hug.
It'll feel nice for so long, for like
Yeah.
10 seconds, and then you're like, all right, bro. Well, here's what I heard too. You soak on the bed, and then you have your friends jump on the bed. So you have that motion without you being the one to be
This is so much work to blaspheme. Just fuck. So wait, does that also work for blowjobs then? If they just stick it in the girl's mouth and she just kind of...
I don't know what the rules are for Mormonism and blowjobs, but...
How the fuck is that real? That's hilarious. And then, you know, like those hyper traditional Catholics from back in the day, they would have the fucking blankets.
What's that?
It's okay. I might be fucking this up because it's something I learned in college, but it was like a blanket, right? And there's a hole in it for the penis.
Okay.
So you're actually, when you're trying to have a kid, you're not seeing this person naked or anything. You're just fucking through the blanket.
And what is the point of that?
So you're not doing dirty things.
Oh, so you're not...
It's just for the process of making a child.
my-
There's no pleasure of the skin.
Wow. Of the flesh.
Of the flesh. Are you insane? Kids, sex without a condom is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
But don't do it.
Yeah, wear the condom.
Wear the condom because you don't want to have. I'm watching the show right now, and these kids are kind of like debating the idea of like abortion, which is a crazy huge topic right now.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, why is the world exploding when I fucking leave to Korea, huh?
It's your fault.
Yeah, it's all my. Dave Chappelle gets attacked when I'm in Korea, which is the craziest thing ever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the idea of like abortion is like, oh shit. It's some real. I couldn't imagine like having to go through that thought because I think I would want the kid, right? But
here's what's silly about just everything too, right? With the abortion shit, it's like there was so much, and this is how like I looked at it because there was so much that I didn't know about how pregnancy worked until I had a pregnant wife. You feel me? And I feel like, especially for me as a man too. Just never having to experience that, never even knowing anything about that. Even with Chia, being pregnant, there was a lot of shit she didn't know, right? Where it's like,
what is this? What is this shit?
Yeah, and it's like the whole like restrictions they were trying to put on it were so dumb because literally like you really don't even, you could not even know you're pregnant until like 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
shit.
that first trimester is like so like touch and go. Where it's like so much can happen and like there's just a whole lot of shit that goes into it where it's like putting these really broad like timestamps on it is pretty fucking like ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
And there was so much I didn't know about it until she was pregnant that I learned. And then when you hear about like these super strict abortion laws they were trying to like pass, it was like, yo, this is it doesn't even make sense, you know? It's like it's not fair. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think there's a majority of people who agree with this, unless there's like, you know, hyper religious people. It's just like, honestly, man, it's like I'm not having the kid, so I don't really think it's not like an extra woke thing for me to say I'm not physically having this child.
Right.
I feel weird telling somebody like, hey, you can't do that. It's like, because I would hate for somebody to tell me what the fuck I could do with my body. Like, the fuck, I'll do whatever the fuck I want, bitch. Don't tell me what to do.
They also want to put women in jail for having miscarriages.
Tight. How's that gonna work, you fucking maniacs? Yeah, the biggest argument that I've been seeing with that is the idea of when is life here, right? Because they're equating the abortion to murder, right? And this is where that line becomes weird for a lot of people because they go, is it murder because when is life sentient or not? Right? I don't even boil it down to that because I'm not thinking about that at that point. And I don't know whether, and once again, like I don't have a kid, but you know, I feel like I do understand what life is. And at the end of the day, it's like I'm also thinking about the quality of life for these kids too. To be around parents who don't want this kid, that shit fucking sucks, dude. And I've seen that so many times, especially when you grow up in like kind of a not great area. You see a lot of people who had kids who didn't want these kids and they grew up with shit fucking parents, right? And so it's like, and once again they go back and forth like who are you to decide and be God? Right. It's like, but once again, then it goes back to the argument: when is a sentient life considered life? My thing is, it just boils down to, look, leave that up to the individual. I don't really consider it murder. And there might be a lot of like hyper religious people be like, how can you grow up in a Christian household and think that? I don't think there was anything in the Bible about this shit. So I could be wrong.
I mean, if there is, I'm sure they twisted something into make it whatever.
Ecclesiastes 7:2, thou shalt not abort the child. I don't know if that was ever something involved.
That's the new
here.
King James version.
Yeah, it's the King James. I'm sorry. Apologies. Blasphemy. But yeah, just, you know, what the fuck is going on, man? You
know what I remember? Speaking of religion, I literally remember this from first grade, and I had no idea what was going on. I was so confused, and this is why it's kind of silly to do this to little kids, okay? I was in first grade, and Bill Clinton had just got elected as the new president, and after George Bush, okay? So they were switching to a Democratic president, and my teacher, we're praying. The whole class is praying. She's like, all right, kids, bow your heads and close your eyes like, you know, you would do at the end of the day. She goes, I pray for our new president, even though he believes in murdering babies.
Damn.
In first grade. And I remember this. And I went home and I was like, Dad, is it true that our new president like kills babies? And my dad's like, is that what she said?
Dude, she could get fired for that shit.
I mean, especially now.
Well, I don't even know now because now it's like, I don't like it too when teachers bring up their own personal like beliefs and agendas and teach it to the kids. It's like, hey, do your job and teach the curriculum. Right. Leave that up to the parents to go ahead and teach them about morality and everything else. You're there to teach and then, watch and see if the kids don't kill themselves.
Yeah.
Right? But to go ahead and put your political ideas and thoughts into children when really that's a discussion you should be having with their parents first, it's kind of fucked up, man. Like, as a parent, I'd be like, look, even if like we agreed on something, right? Like, let's say I believe in early sex education, right? But they went out of the way without asking me, even though I believe that's right, I'd be pissed because you need to ask me. I'm the fucking parent, And I think a lot of young teachers are kind of confusing that. They go, "Oh, it's my job to do that." No, it's not your job,
Right?
Like, and I think a lot of parents have an issue with that shit.
When did you learn where babies came from?
I actually don't fucking know, but I do remember this very awkward conversation.
You don't know, dude? The penis goes inside the vagina and then you ejaculate.
When?
Yeah, man.
No, bro. Wait, you saw Jin naked? Oh my god.
No, we had this blanket.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had the blanket and you stuck your penis, but you went at a weird angle.
The blanket had a huge just wrinkle in it.
Yeah, they're like, what the? Why is the fucking hole shaped this way? Why is it off to the left?
To the right.
To the right. I'm so sorry.
All right, what were you saying?
And it really is curved. He showed me a picture of this. I was quite amazed.
Yeah.
It's like one of those trees in the forest where you're like, how did it end up that way?
Yeah, it's like one of those. It's like one of those trees that like they the part of it's going down into the river.
Yeah. Lightning struck it and it just kind of leaned off this way and grew into something.
Only when it's erect.
Only when it's soft, it's a coil.
It goes spring.
In this podcast, if you hear, that's his penis retracting.
Where babies came from, you learned?
Oh, I learned. I just remember this conversation that one of my brother's friends, his name was James, and he was talking about some weird subject. It was like coming. I didn't know what coming was, right? And I think I was like in second grade. And he was like, wait, you don't know what sperm is? And he's like trying to explain it. My brother's like, yo, bro, like fucking, this is like a fucking, like he's in second grade. Chill the fuck out. But he kept on trying to explain to me what sperm and coming was. I had no idea. And then I looked it up. I'm like, wait a second. This stuff comes out of my thing?
Yeah, bro.
But I don't remember the first time I learned about sex though.
You know what's crazy is, okay, so the first person to tell me about where babies come from was my boy Johnny in second grade. He's like, hey, you wanna know where babies come from? He was like, yo, we put our thing in the girl's thing, and then we like squirt stuff, and then she gets pregnant. I was like, what? And then I actually started learning about how shit worked because I watched an episode of Married with Children, and I didn't understand a couple of jokes. And it was this episode where Steve couldn't get it up. And so they were saying, someone said the word impotent, and I didn't know what that meant. So I looked it up in the dictionary. My parents had a big-ass dictionary. So I looked up the word impotent, and it said, oh, when a man can't get an erection. I looked up, so then I was like, erection, what's that mean? So I looked up erection.
Oh, this rabbit hole.
Yeah, a rabbit hole of all these terms and shit where I was like...
The original YouTube right here.
Yeah, facts. Where I began to kind of piece it together from just reading up on these words,
And that's when you learned about sex?
That's where I learned like the technical aspect of it,
I just remember the first time I was inside a vagina and it pulled my penis skin back and that shit hurt.
Oh, a little dry down there, huh?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just dry. It was just the penis is large. Well, we were both virgins, that's why. So it was just like, it was just weird.
Oh, it's a struggle. Yeah.
I remember too. I was like trying to find the vagina. I was like, okay, I could see it, but it's not going in. So the angle must be wrong. But she didn't know how to guide a penis in either, so she couldn't help me. So I just remember it was just kind of like, oh God.
Like you were just casting a spell.
Yeah, I'm like, Avada Kedavra, Expelliarmus, Wingardium Leviosa.
The end.
It's very warm in here.
The first time I licked a cooch, I also didn't know where to go. I think I was just on like pube area for like 10 minutes.
She's
you know what
like,
I'm saying?
I don't feel anything. Idiot.
Pube, and I might have accidentally like grazed the clit a few times because I'm up there, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know to like, go a little low. I just didn't know any of it.
Flossing your teeth for like...
Dog, pretty much, bro. Pretty much.
Did she say anything?
Well, she enjoyed, of course, like, you get kissed a little bit anywhere. It feels kind of nice, And I think my tongue was going somewhere where she was like, okay, this is kind of enjoyable. But we kept going until we kept trying until we figured out what worked.
This is
that. Oh, I see.
This is what feels fantastic.
Yeah, and I remember the first time I got head. It was before It's before youth group because we used to go to this is my girlfriend at the time. We would go to
Just
her house.
don't come inside me because I want to be a virgin.
Yeah, right. So she gave me a head, and then we went to youth group that night. We went to church, and then she kept doing this. She kept going like her on her neck because I don't know if she had like a pube or she just felt weird like that my penis had been in her throat. Like, and she fucking left church and during youth group and like walked out the door. I was like, oh my god, she's gonna get me in trouble.
Oh my god, dude. She's like, oh. And the fucking pastor comes out. Oh my gosh, she's possessed.
She's speaking in tongues.
Yeah, she was speaking in tongues, pastor.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching another delicious episode of Dudes Behind the Foods. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. We hope you enjoyed this silly conversation. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
And I'm Dave, so.
Bye.
Yo, it's the dudes behind the food. Dudes behind the foods. Yeah, it's the dude behind the foods. That's actually really fucking good.
Have you all heard of First Leaf, my friends? Well, if you're one of those idiots like me that doesn't know crap about wine, First Leaf helps me pick out my wines because I'll tell you this, I'm not a wine snob, but with First Leaf, I can definitely pretend that I am. I suddenly turned French, my friends. Bonjour. I would like a Chardonnay, a little Merlot, a little Chateaubriand. You know what I'm saying. I'm pretty French as hell. Sign up today and you'll get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. Go to tryfirstleaf.com/dudes. That's tryfirstleaf.com/dudes to get your first 6 bottles for $29.95 plus free shipping. Tryfirstleaf.com/dudes.